Welcome to the Everything Podcast, and in this episode I'll be recapping the Fugitive Doctor, Dead or Alive, the Junkyard loop, which was originally released on the 17th of July 2025, and I'm recording this episode just under a week later on the 23rd of July 2025. But before I get on to this episode, please go and check out my recaps of the Fugitive Doctor Most Wanted, the Dimension of Lost Things, and the previous story in this box set, The Fugitive Doctor, Dead or Alive, Flying Solo, which I recorded which was the episode I just recorded before I started recording this one, because as per usual I block recording a little bit. And if you can't find those episodes independently, they are in the Fugitive Doctor playlist, which should play at the end of every Fugitive Doctor. But if you go to playlist, as it's one that you should be able to find it quite easily. But before I get on to my recap of the Fugitive Doctor, Dead or Alive, the Junkyard loop, here is the trailer for the Fugitive Doctor, Dead or Alive.
From Big Finish Productions, Doctor Who, The Fugitive Doctor, Dead or Alive.
I am the Doctor.
I am invoking the Blue Box Protocol. Over.
I'm a traveller through time and space.
It's not an ordinary cloud. It's glowing.
And I'm going to get you home.
Hello? Is that Pilot Officer Mahinder Singh Johal?
Where am I? When am I? I wanted an adventure. I wanted to fly.
It means that he could be anywhere in time and space, in a plane full of TARDIS energy.
What is this? This voice from beyond. Are you some kind of oracle of the gods?
You abandoned me.
Can't be. Sedalis?
You're saying you've finally come to rescue me? Consider this the end of the line. They will never stop coming for us.
Kill them!
This is a time traveler's graveyard.
Division knows everything.
Congratulations! This time you're gonna kill us both!
Division is the law!
I've been feeling it for a while now. A foreboding, a psychic deterrent, tangled in our web. Like a strangeness, a darkness. There is an emptiness inside you. Something ancient is stirring. Surely you have no wish to run forever.
Time's up, Doctor.
Big Finish, for the love of stories.
That was the trailer for the Fugitive Doctor, Dead or Alive, and I showed you that because right now is my recap of the Fugitive Doctor, Dead or Alive, the Junkyard loop, which starts with Cosmo, which starts as follows. Cosmo warns the Doctor mentions holidays, Cosmo mentions Gallifrey, Cosmo insults the Doctor's TARDIS, the Doctor apologises to Cosmo, the Doctor compliments her TARDIS, the Doctor mentions hypercubes, the Doctor receives a message from Sedalis, the Doctor activates her TARDIS's HADS protocol, which we saw it in the TV show in the 60th anniversary, one of the 60th anniversary specials, featuring David Tennant and Catherine Tate. I think it was the second one, Wild Blue Yonder, amongst other episodes. We then have the Fugitive Doctor theme tune. The Doctor mentions Cosmo. The Doctor realises she has broken a window. The Doctor warns someone. The Doctor is attacked by something. The Doctor wakes up and reunites with Sedalis. Sedalis corrects the Doctor. Sedalis mentions parasites. Sedalis tests the Doctor. The Doctor and Sedalis discuss ice cream. Sedalis mentions the Doctor's TARDIS. Sedalis insults the Doctor's piloting skills. The Doctor apologises to Sedalis. The Doctor accidentally insults Sedalis. Sedalis mentions the Time Frost parasites. Sedalis explains how the Time Frost parasites operate. Sedalis mentions armour and sonic wielders. The Doctor mentions her TARDIS and the Eye of Harmony. Sedalis mentions fixed points. Sedalis reveals how victims of the Time Frost parasites die. The Doctor mentions plans. Sedalis mentions weapons. Cosmo calls out for the Doctor. Cosmo meets Commander Sartorius. Commander Sartorius mentions division. Cosmo mentions the Doctor. Sedalis introduces the Doctor to her workshop. The Doctor mentions hope and despair. The Doctor compliments Sedalis. Sedalis mentions Artron depletion. Sedalis mentions the Eye of Harmony. The Doctor apologises to Sedalis. The Doctor admires a sonic screwdriver. Sedalis reveals the full name of a specific object. The Doctor mentions her TARDIS. Sedalis asks the Doctor to follow her. Sedalis mentions upgrading a particular weapon. Sedalis attempts to convince the Doctor to test a weapon. The Doctor and Sedalis disagree over the use of weapons. Sedalis believes the Doctor has changed. The Doctor and Sedalis hear multiple voices. Sedalis explains what these weapons are. Sedalis mentions Gallifrey and time capsules. Both the Doctor and Sedalis are Time Lords. Sedalis has no idea how long she has been on this planet. The Doctor attempts to reassure Sedalis. Sedalis mentions vortex manipulators. Commander Sartorius is keeping something from Cosmo. Cosmo continues to call out for the Doctor. Cosmo somehow has a key to the Doctor's TARDIS. Sedalis, with the Doctor's help, shoots multiple time frost parasites. Sedalis convinces the Doctor to do something. Sedalis compliments her shooting ability. The Doctor falls. Sedalis apologises to the Doctor. The Doctor updates Sedalis. The Doctor and Sedalis start running. Sedalis expresses her disappointment. Sedalis helps the Doctor. The Doctor apologises to Sedalis. The Doctor promises to find Sedalis. The Doctor and Sedalis are separated from each other. The Doctor wakes up. The Doctor mentions her TARDIS. Sedalis reveals the Doctor was in a dream. Sedalis mentions the Doctor's TARDIS. Sedalis helps the Doctor to her feet. The Doctor attempts to reassure Sedalis. Sedalis spots the Doctor's TARDIS. The Doctor corrects Sedalis. The Doctor and Cosmo reunite. The Doctor mentions division. Cosmo mentions Commander Sartorius. The Doctor is arrested. Commander Sartorius insults Cosmo. Cosmo apologises to the Doctor. Commander Sartorius raises his voice at Cosmo. Commander Sartorius mentions the planet he, Cosmo, Sedalis, and the Doctor are currently on. Commander Sartorius mentions and compliments division. Sedalis double-crosses the Doctor. Sedalis apologises to the Doctor. Sedalis explains why she double-crossed the Doctor. Commander Sartorius mentions the Doctor. The Doctor mentions her memory gaps. Cosmo insults the Doctor. Cosmo and Commander Sartorius disagree. Commander Sartorius betrays Sedalis. Commander Sartorius asks the Doctor about a man in grey. Commander Sartorius raises his voice at the Doctor. The Doctor exposes Commander Sartorius. Cosmo mentions Gallifreyan law. The Doctor uses a sonic screwdriver. The Doctor asks Sedalis to run. The Doctor asks Sedalis to stop talking about betraying the Doctor. Sedalis corrects the Doctor. The Doctor and Sedalis are seemingly in someone else's time machine. Commander Sartorius attempts to reassure Cosmo. The Doctor attempts to help Cosmo and Commander Sartorius. The Doctor pretends to not hear something Sedalis says. Sedalis mentions the Doctor's TARDIS. The Doctor mentions her TARDIS. Sedalis does something that the Doctor doesn't agree with. Sedalis mentions remorse, mercy, and compassion. Cosmo updates Commander Sartorius. Cosmo mentions her TARDIS and the Doctor. Commander Sartorius gives Cosmo an ultimatum. Cosmo and Commander Sartorius give contrasting orders. Commander Sartorius mentions the Doctor. The Doctor and Sedalis continue to disagree. Sedalis mentions Cosmo and division. The Doctor attempts to change Sedalis' mind. Sedalis gives the Doctor an ultimatum of sorts. A soldier screams. Cosmo and Commander Sartorius continue to disagree. Commander Sartorius delivers multiple orders. Cosmo mentions the Doctor. Commander Sartorius mentions escape pods and the Doctor. The Doctor and Sedalis have come to an understanding. The Doctor mentions her TARDIS. Cosmo compliments Commander Sartorius. Cosmo agrees with the Doctor. The Doctor warns Sedalis. The Doctor promises to not abandon Sedalis. Sedalis attempts to provide a distraction for the Doctor. Sedalis asks the Doctor to run. Commander Sartorius warns the Doctor. The Doctor reunites with her TARDIS. Sedalis seems to have sacrificed herself for the Doctor. Commander Sartorius mentions the Doctor and Cosmo. Sedalis' voice can be heard asking the Doctor to run. Cosmo communicates with the Doctor. Cosmo apologises to the Doctor. Cosmo mentions Sedalis. The Doctor mentions justice. Cosmo says goodbye to the Doctor. And that is my recap of the Fugitive Doctor, Dead or Alive, the Junkyard loop. Yes, there's that. So you will have, there will have been, these two episodes. So there's one more recap to come for Dead or Alive, and then we don't know kind of what the future of the Fugitive Doctor is as of time of recording at 1:06 p.m. on the 1:07 now p.m. on the 23rd of July 2025. So now we've been finished. They could announce something today that kind of means that all maybe the future, but with Big Finish, because sometimes they're recorded in advance. Like I think these stories were recorded over 2 years ago. That kind of there could be stuff recorded that obviously hasn't been announced yet. So we'll just have to wait and see. And on the point of the future, just a reminder that there are now 2 podcast episodes released every single day, with the first episode released at 11 a.m. GMT and the second episode released at 3 p.m. GMT. You've got loads of stuff you can look forward to. Obviously, there'll be the third and final story recap from The Fugitive Doctor, Dead or Alive, We've got an 11th Doctor Chronicles episode I've written which I need to record. I've got another Clarkson's Farm episode to record. And I've got a few How I Met Your Mother episodes to come shortly as well. But back to this episode, let me know what you thought of The Fugitive Doctor, The Junkyard Loop. If you listened to it, my recap, if you didn't, you put your thoughts on both of those in the comments below, as well as anything else from the channel, such as any previews or gaps, excuse me. You can put those in the comments below as well. Remember, you can also like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in a future episode of the podcast. Goodbye.